2, 1, roll. Okay, all right. It is Tuesday morning, November 21st. We are at the Personnel and Policy Committee. Our two agenda items today are review and discuss our employee benefits review as we move forward here through the rest of the school year, and then wanted to just highlight and showcase a little bit about what our health insurance renewals came in at effective January 1, 2 as well. So let's start with the calendar that I have presented. Again, this calendar is a tentative timeline that I would like to for us to kind of benchmark around as it relates to moving forward and having discussions regarding employee benefits. Again, we've had several conversations starting last year around, in particularly, more PTO and having that discussion. And we have done some surveying of our staff, and that is something that they would like us to consider. And ultimately, we'll have to balance, obviously, the needs of children and our staff and things like that as we move forward. So just any questions, again, it starts with what we're talking about today. We do have some employee benefit meetings, December 6th, some engagement stuff. And then in January, it does highlight to bring in our staff and offer a meet and confer session to talk about possibly some proposals, but ultimately look at the data that they gave us too as well, so they can maybe share some additional feedback or ideas as we start to kind of formulate some things ahead of the employee handbook proposals.
Did we share the survey results with our staff?
I do not believe I have yet.
Okay. Is that something we're considering maybe ahead of this meeting? Because I just think from a standpoint of when we have that meeting, I mean, I took a look at it last night, and you know, my thoughts are, it kind of came back where I thought it was, where you're going to have percentage of people that want one thing and percentage of people want another thing. The opposite. It's going to be very challenging as any organization to have benefits and different things that's going to meet everybody's expectations. And so having people be able to see some of that data, summary would be, I think, helpful before the conversation, because, I think everybody's going to advocate for the thing that they want. I think it's going to be very challenging to give everybody exactly what they want in the context of either health insurance or other benefits that we've queried them on. So, I don't know, just a thought to think about.
Yeah, because we'll share and we'll review the data from a policy team fully in December, and then ultimately that's when we will kick it out to everybody, and then January, that'll give them a little bit more time to review that. So yeah, but we will have that for them. Okay. So again, that can just be a calendar proposal for us to move forward. Okay. All right. The second part is again, we did receive the Insurance Center did collect some proposals for health insurance plans. A big thank you to our staff who filled out some of those health insurance forms for the carriers to be able to take a look at us and give us some proposals. And we did get 3 responses. 2 of them would be basically the identical plans to what we have now, fully insured traditional carriers in the sense of Quartz and WPS, and their renewal came back at a 50% increase. Very, very high.
That's on top of the 25% increase we had last year.
On top of it, yep, starting July 1. Right. Correct. Yep. So those 2 proposals were not very attractive. So we did get back, however, is Centivo. Centivo is part of the Business Health Cooperative Group. They run, it's a health cooperative. But again, the cooperative operates on, basically, they're the ones who try to negotiate the very best prices. And they have created tiers of providers where they have what we would say a high-performance health plan, where they feel that they have gotten very fair pricing and very good results. Again, high-value health care. Then there's other tiers where, for instance, they go to another tier, which is their HPS network, which includes a little bit wider network, which is basically our exact plan. Wide open network where people can go anywhere they would like to. Again, a little bit more expensive from that standpoint too. So what they've offered us is 2 designs. One is a base plan where it is a again, what they would say is they're providers who have showed them some very good pricing and very fair pricing. That would be the Centivo High Performance Health Plan opportunity. It is a lower premium, a slightly lower premium, with a 0 deductible. It is all built around co-pays. Again, and that is something that our staff asks, is, hey, if I can get lower premiums and lower deductibles, awesome. The caveat to this one is when we take a look at the large providers in our area, Aurora Advocate is not considered in the high performance healthcare plan. Froedtert, Children's, ProHealth, Ascension, and which would be OAW, orthopedics, are in the high performance plan. So what my recommendation is we offer the high performance plan as the base plan, and then offer our employees the opportunity to purchase up into what would be the Aurora Advocate plan. The Aurora Advocate plan operates identical to what it does right now, okay? It is a HSA qualifying plan. It is a $3,200 or $6,400 deductible. Again, it's HSA, so you pay for every visit. Once you hit your deductible, it's 100% insured. This is a fully insured plan. So that is the recommendation. Now, the other part to the Centivo plan is it's called what's called level funding, okay? It is a self-insured plan, okay? So which means whatever our premiums are, we take those premiums and pay for our claims. Anything above our, above the premiums that are collected, obviously the district would have to pay for. And that's why we are billing this at 125%. If we perform under what the claims come in at, then obviously that helps offset the next renewal rate. So again, that's money the district just offsets the renewal with the following year. So what Centivo and the Insurance Center is offering us is basically taking a look at what the expected premiums are and the expected claims, and we would be operating at 125%. And that is where our district has been capped at. So for this next fiscal year of January 1 through, or health insurance year, January 1 to December 30th, we are going to be operating at 125%. If it goes above that, it will hit our renewal for the following year. But we know what we can budget for the next 12 months. Centivo has also given us a 25% rate lock, not to exceed, starting January 1st, 2025 through December 30th, 2025.
But that would be the max we could, if our numbers come in better, we would be less than that.
You got it. We potentially could be less than that, correct.
Do any other districts use Centivo?
Many of the co-op schools are moving into Centivo because the renewals for the fully insured programs have been very, very high. The district does have the opportunity and the option, again, I would recommend it for us to stay with United Healthcare and wait for a July 1st renewal. But if WPS and courts right now are telling us 50% renewal, I can assume United is going to be somewhat significant. So the nice part about the high performance plan, again, I have not run, I'm waiting for a disruption report because the question is how many people does this affect?
Right.
I truly don't know. But they would have the opportunity to purchase up to stay with their doctor. Now, we'll talk to our staff because maybe I was talking to a staff member, one member of the family was in Aurora, had a primary care doctor in Aurora. You can choose to stay there and still be on the high performance plan. But if you walk into Aurora, you have no insurance. Which means if you see your primary care doctor for whatever it might be, whatever the bill is, you would have to pay it, it wouldn't hit the insurance, so it would be basically out of pocket from that standpoint. The nice part about the performance health plan is it is a 0 deductible plan. So it is all co-pays. So it's basically pay as you go with a co-pay plan, and there is a max out of pocket as well at $6,000 for a family and $3,000 for the single. You will see that they want to steer you towards the primary care doctor. Every time you see your primary care doctor, it is free. There's nothing out of pocket. The drug plan goes back to a traditional tier of 10, 35, 70. The 30% is for specialty drugs, the drugs that you see on TV, basically. So it gets tiered. So if you go see a specialist, it's $30. If you have a baby and you are in inpatient hospital, it's a $700 copay. That's what you would be your out-of-pocket. The difference right now, though, is the Centivo High Performance Plan is not HSA qualifying because it is a copay-driven plan. Federal laws do not allow us to do the HSA.
What's the, and maybe I'm gonna jump ahead to this,
Yep.
what's the cost for, let's go family. Family on the high performance family versus the HSA.
Yep.
What's the cost?
The cost is, it is approximately $120 or $115 less than what we're currently paying now.
What is, the high performance?
The high performance is, yep, so it's a less premium.
Where do you see that?
It's on the first one, so these are the new rates right here.
Okay.
Yep, so this is what we're currently paying for a family is $2,157
For the year?
for per month. That's the
Oh,
plan.
that's
per
our
month.
plan, yeah.
That's our plan. What we're
Yeah, but
currently
I
on.
wanna know what the employee cost is.
Oh, the employee cost is?
Yeah.
To that? The employee cost
Isn't that
right
the
now.
second where it says employee cost?
Let's see.
That's
a new costing. That's the new
Oh,
costing.
okay.
Yep. The current cost to our plan right now is just under $300. Let me get you the exact, so it's 2157. It is $289.11.
Okay.
So, if they don't allow HSA, that's meaning contributions. What do they do with what they have? Does that just
That
sit?
stays with them. No,
Okay.
so anyone who has accumulated HSA dollars, that is theirs.
They don't lose it.
They don't lose it.
And can they
They can use it for this, they
Okay.
certainly can, yep. So instead of an HSA option for the high performance, we would offer a flex plan.
Okay.
Yep. Now, we will continue to offer, it's very simple for us to continue to offer the HSA if people prefer the HPS network.
And it's $9 more for the district than our current plan.
Right now, their offering is, yes, $9 more, correct.
If
Yep.
I'm looking back at
Correct,
this
yep.
HPS 2024, it's
Yep.
2166, we're paying 2157.
Correct.
So theoretically, the cost to the employee would be basically the same if they wanted to go to the, right?
My recommendation, again,
Or what's our split right now? Because we're paying X percent.
we pay 86.6%. Yep. So what I'm proposing is we lower, first of all, we have the HSA. Let me start. We do contribute to the employee's HSA, right? That's
Right.
in our budget. With this change, I'd like to move those HSA dollars into a premium discount for our staff. So the $2,048.39, I would like to decrease that by $150 for a family plan. It's in our budget. So the new costing of the plan for an employee would be $1,898.39. And that is what we would take 13.4% of.
Say that number again, decrease 150.
Decrease by 150,
Which brings us to,
1,898.39 for a family plan. So that means everybody gets the $150 off. So we still have that, instead of putting it in HSA, we're gonna put it into a premium discount for the next 6 months. From, that would be the new number we would take the 13.4% of. So the new employee cost, instead of $289, would be $254.38.
and we only had 54 participants in the survey,
Correct.
so if you're looking at the survey, it looks like it would only affect 28 people, 4 are in the single.
Who took the plan, or
Who took the survey.
Who took the survey, those people,
Okay.
right? Yeah, and there is, on the survey there, we did say, would you be willing to purchase up?
Mm-hmm.
And approximately 70% of our staff said no.
Okay.
Okay, so I understand we have it built in the budget. I
Yep.
understand why you wanna do that. That is an enticement then to try to get people to not do the HSA 3,000.
Correct.
What if everybody says, I want the HSA? I guess, how are you gonna manage, are you gonna just give the discount to the people that pick the high performance plan? And then if people are gonna stay with an HSA plan, we'd still utilize those dollars in it for HSA contribution.
We could do that if we wanted to, and be a little bit more on the business side of things. We can, if we want to give them $150 into the HSA plan, we can. Then it's just, it just offsets what they would contribute then. Because my proposal is that we set the base plan to be 1898. If they want to go to the HPS plan, the Aurora network, they would pay the difference.
Okay.
They would pay the difference. But Andrew, I want to answer that question, yes. We do want to encourage people to go to the high performance plan for health control costs. That's why we want to incentivize everybody. to
Because
go
that's
to
the
one.
125. And
That
the
we're
cap
built
is
around.
20, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you want to, the additional per month would be $233 if somebody wanted to stay with the Aurora Advocate plan.
And we have no idea how many people,
Unfortunately, no.
okay,
With only 3 months of premiums to be able to take a look at, they're not sure how accurate.
okay.
I do want to emphasize.
Why, okay. Is the percentage split different? So you said 86 and 14, just
Yep.
for round numbers, for when we were talking about the high performance plan. Is that 86 and 14 not apply to the HSA plan?
No, it does. It does.
Okay, so I'm confused. If something's at 1898.
Yep.
And a family's paying 254.
Yep.
It's only a couple $100 more on the HPS plan, but it's double the employee cost.
Correct, because they have to buy up to it. They are purchasing the difference between $898.38 and $2166.31, the premium per month.
898.
Yep.
So family,
This is what the HPS costs, right there.
Yeah.
This is what we are basing it, everything based off of. Everybody gets this, 86% of this. They need to purchase the difference
Oh, got
between
it.
these two numbers,
Got it.
which is approximately $233
Got it. Okay.
additional a month.
well, wait,
And they have a deductible.
so it's, the difference between the two is $267.92. And that's per month, or is that divided by 12?
Per month. Per month.
Yeah, health insurance is expensive. So,
Right.
Yep.
So I don't know where the 254 came from.
254 is the
The employee cost. They'll multiply this number times 13.4%.
Got it.
It's basically saying, we do want everybody to, we want to migrate to high performance, because that's financially better for the district, and we think for,
Because we're self-insured now.
yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna pay 1898 is our cap. But if you want the Aurora plan, you pay your 14% of 1898, which is 254, but then you've gotta pay the difference between the high performance plan and the HSA plan, which is the 2166 minus 1898.
Which is the
So that's how you
267.
double your cost to
That's
stay with.
So they would be paying the 254 plus the 267?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So the math, people are gonna have to do, it's gonna be pretty simple math of like,
Correct.
Is that a dig?
no, I'm just saying, as far as,
But we're doing
It's a
open,
lot.
We're doing open enrollments right now, well, everybody is, right?
Sure.
I mean, so,
Yep.
I mean, I just had a conversation with a buddy of mine, asking me what I do and what our company offers versus what their company, because their company's changing things. I said, well, we've had some changes too, and every year there's changes, so,
Okay.
the piece that I would like to just highlight, I highlighted to the finance team, the $150 premium discount for the HSA. We have that in our budget between January to June, okay? As we are building our budget and preparing for health insurance costs, because we know what our first half of the year, July 1 through December 31st, the costing's gonna be. We know what the max amount is from January 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2025, so we can budget that. That's why I'm only saying right now, in the budget, we have the HSA dollars. I'm not sure what the future holds, but that is something that we'll consider as we are preparing for the 24-25 budget. So, next steps with this is it's obviously a staff communication, and we will have open enrollment meetings, we'll have more communication meetings, because to Andrew's point, people are gonna have to make some individual decisions as the premium differences, as well as the deductible, moving forward.
we're gonna have an employee from the insurance center at these meetings.
You got it.
How am I gonna explain?
Yep.
And answer questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the big questions will be around, okay, what happens if I have a college student? What happens, or if I have a child who's in North Dakota, who's working, who's 24 years old under the plan, right? We will answer all those questions. The answer to that is if there is no in-network providers, then everything is considered in-network, right? So, but a planned surgery. So Brady has a planned surgery, and Madison doesn't have Pro Health or Ascension. A scheduled surgery would have to come back home into the network. So, but those are all the questions that our staff will answer. The insurance center is running those meetings.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Is this, because there's money involved, the finance committee has to advance it to the board? Or not? How does,
No,
I can't remember how we
if
did
people,
that.
we've never approved health insurance changes at the board level. This is just as it seems that this is a no-brainer for us.
yeah,
What I wanted to talk about is the HSA contributions and then the purchasing up to that. So, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next policy meeting, would like to talk about the benefits survey. We will have some 400s to review as well, and then also, Andrew, I know we'll talk about some of the 600s, the investment policy, as well as some of the fundraising, advertising policies too, that were kind of a follow-up from last month too, so.
Do we have our next policy on the calendar, or we wanna shoot to do that, or send us some dates?
We can do that now if you want.
yeah, we connect to the internet.
Where's the 19th look?
That's after our,
It's gotta be before the board.
if we could do before the board meeting, that way we can get the first reading of some of those 400 policies.
12th, 11th?
Either one of those works for me.
I can do either.
Yeah, 11th or 12th in the morning, works.
Do you want to do 12?
Sure.
Sure. I'll send an invite. All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.